Welcome back, coin lovers, treasure hunters, and history buffs. Today we're diving deep into the world of rare United States Roosevelt dimes, specifically the top 5 most valuable Roosevelt 1-dime coins with different mint marks and conditions that are selling for big money in today's collector market. Unlike everyday dimes worth 10 cents, these special treasures can fetch tens of thousands, even hundreds of thousands of dollars if you're lucky enough to find one. So make sure you stay all the way to the end, because the values will absolutely shock you. So let's get started. First up, the United States Roosevelt 1-dime dated 1977 with no mint mark, found in circulated condition. At first glance, this coin may look like an ordinary dime, something you might receive in change and spend without a second thought. But for collectors and sharp-eyed coin hunters, this small silver-colored coin carries history, hidden details, and in certain situations, surprising value in today's auction market. Coins like this remind us that sometimes big stories come in small sizes, and even common-looking coins can create excitement when the right factors come together. The Roosevelt Dime series was introduced in 1946, shortly after the passing of President Franklin D. Roosevelt, honoring his leadership during the Great Depression and World War II. By the time 1977 arrived, the United States Mint had already shifted dimes from silver to a copper-nickel-clad composition, reflecting economic changes and rising metal prices. The 1977 Roosevelt dime without a mint mark was produced at the Philadelphia Mint, which traditionally did not place a mint mark on coins during that period. This era represents a mature phase of the Roosevelt dime design, when production numbers were high but quality, detail, and minting technology were well established. These dimes circulated widely across America, becoming part of everyday life while quietly building a historical legacy. When we look closely at the unique features of the 1977 no-mint mark Roosevelt dime, we begin to understand why collectors still pay attention to it. The obverse features a sharp left-facing portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt, with strong facial detail, clear lettering, and the iconic "Liberty" and "In God We Trust" inscriptions. On well-struck examples, even circulated ones, Roosevelt's hairlines and jaw contours remain visible, adding character earned through years of use. The reverse displays the torch of liberty flanked by olive and oak branches, symbolizing peace and strength. The copper-nickel-clad edge, made up of visible layers, instantly distinguishes it from earlier silver dimes and reflects the economic transition of American coinage. Even in circulated condition, these coins often retain strong design elements that attract beginner and advanced collectors alike. Rarity plays an important role in collector demand, and while the 1977 no-mint mark dime is rare in overall mintage numbers, its value and desirability increase dramatically based on condition and special characteristics. In circulated condition, most examples are common, but collectors actively search for pieces with above-average eye appeal, strong strikes, or minimal damage. What truly elevates this coin into the rare and valuable category are mint errors and unusual varieties. Off-center strikes, clipped planchets, double dies, or missing clad layers can transform a simple circulated dime into a highly sought-after collectible. These error coins are scarce, and when they appear at auction, demand can be intense, especially among specialists who know exactly what they are looking for. When it comes to current market value in dollars, the story becomes even more interesting. A standard circulated 1977 Roosevelt dime without a mint mark typically trades close to face value, usually between $465,000 depending on overall condition. However, lightly circulated examples with strong details can sell for several $680,000 when bundled or sold to collectors filling date sets. The real excitement begins with error varieties. Depending on the type and severity of the error, auction prices can range from $1.5 million to well over $100, and in rare documented cases, exceptional mint errors have reached several millions dollars. These results show how knowledge and careful inspection can unlock hidden value from coins many people ignore. The 1977 no-mint mark Roosevelt dime offers valuable lessons and opportunities. It is always wise to examine circulated coins carefully under good lighting and magnification, paying close attention to lettering, edges, and overall symmetry. Keeping coins stored properly in holders or flips helps preserve their condition and long-term value. Learning about mint errors and following recent auction results can give collectors an advantage when identifying coins worth submitting for professional grading. Most importantly, patience is key. Building value in coin collecting often comes from consistent searching, learning, and understanding the market rather than quick profits. The United States Roosevelt 1 dime dated 1977 without a mint mark may seem ordinary at first, but it represents a powerful blend of American history, everyday circulation, and hidden collector potential. In circulated condition, it tells a story of decades of use, while special examples and rare errors can command impressive prices in today's auction market. This coin reminds us that value is not always obvious, and that sometimes the most exciting finds are already in our pockets. Whether you are a beginner just starting your collection or an experienced collector searching for the next great discovery, the 1977 Roosevelt dime deserves a closer look, because in the world of coins, even small change can make a big impact. Next up, the United States Roosevelt 1 dime dated 2016 with the D mint mark, and the condition we are focusing on today is extra fine. At first glance, this may look like an ordinary dime you might find in pocket change, but when you understand its background, features, condition importance, and market trends, you will realize why this coin is gaining interest among collectors and why it deserves a closer look before you ever spend it. The Roosevelt dime series began in 1946, created to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt for his leadership during the Great Depression and World War II, as well as his strong connection to the March of Dimes campaign. Over the decades, the design has remained one of the most recognizable in U.S. coinage history. By 2016, the Roosevelt dime had become a modern classic, produced with advanced minting technology at the Denver Mint, which is identified by the D mint mark on the reverse. Even though millions of dimes were produced in 2016, coins that survive in clean, problem-free extra fine condition are becoming more desirable as circulation wear and mishandling reduce the number of quality examples available to collectors. The 2016 D Roosevelt dime carries a design that blends history with precision. On the obverse, the portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt shows sharp facial detail, especially in extra fine condition where the hairlines, jaw, and cheek contours remain well defined. The inscriptions, Liberty and In God We Trust, are clear and bold, while the date 2016 stands out without heavy wear. On the reverse, the torch represents liberty, flanked by olive and oak branches symbolizing peace and strength. In extra fine condition, the torch lines are still strong, the leaves show visible texture, and the overall strike reflects the high standards of the Denver Mint. The coin is composed of a copper core with outer layers of copper nickel, giving it durability and a clean silver-like appearance that collectors appreciate. When it comes to rarity and collector demand, condition plays a major role for modern coins like the 2016 D Roosevelt dime. While circulated examples are common, extra fine condition pieces are more selective finds. Many coins from this year entered heavy circulation and quickly lost detail, making well-preserved examples increasingly attractive. Collectors who build date and mint sets of Roosevelt dimes often look for coins with minimal wear, clean surfaces, and strong details. Additionally, some collectors actively search for minor varieties, die errors, or exceptionally sharp strikes from the Denver Mint, which can further increase interest and demand for specific coins from this year. The current market value in dollars. In normal circulated condition, a 2016 D Roosevelt dime is usually worth face value. However, in extra fine condition, the value begins to rise $545,000, especially when the coin has strong eye appeal and no damage. In today's collector and auction market, extra fine examples can sell for $3 million, and in some cases higher if the coin displays exceptional detail, original luster traces, or a desirable mint strike. Coins that show minor mint errors or premium quality for the grade can command even stronger prices, particularly when sold through online auctions or to specialized collectors focusing on modern U.S. coinage. For collectors, there are several important tips to keep in mind when dealing with the 2016 D Roosevelt dime. Always examine the coin under good lighting and magnification to check the sharpness of details and the absence of scratches, corrosion, or cleaning marks. Store the coin properly in a coin holder or flip to protect it from further wear. Avoid cleaning the coin, as this can significantly reduce its collector value. It is also a smart idea to compare your coin with graded examples to better understand where it stands in terms of condition. Keeping an eye on auction results can help you track market trends and recognize when demand for certain modern dimes is increasing. The United States Roosevelt 1 dime 2016 with the mint mark in extra fine condition may not look rare at first, but it represents a modern collectible that is steadily gaining attention. Its historical connection, detailed design, strong Denver Mint production, and condition-based scarcity make it an interesting coin for both new and experienced collectors. As more people begin to appreciate modern coins in higher grades, pieces like the 2016 D Roosevelt dime are finding their place in the auction market. Before you spend any dime dated 2016 with a D mint mark, take a moment to examine it closely, because what seems small today could become a valued part of a collector's collection tomorrow. Next up, the United States Roosevelt 1 dime dated 1980 with the D mint mark, especially examples found in circulated and rusty or corroded condition. You might think a small dime like this has no story or value, but stay with me because this coin carries history, collector interest, and surprising market attention depending on condition, errors, and demand in today's auction market. The Roosevelt dime was first introduced in 1946, shortly after the death of President Franklin D. Roosevelt. This coin was created to honor Roosevelt's leadership during the Great Depression and World War II, and also his strong support for the March of Dimes campaign, which fought polio. By the time we reached the year 1980, the Roosevelt dime had already become one of the most widely used coins in everyday American commerce. The 1980 dime with the D mint mark was struck at the Denver Mint during a period when the United States was experiencing inflation, rising metal awareness, and increased coin collecting activity. These historical factors make even common date coins from this era part of a much larger monetary story. When it comes to design and features, the 1980 D Roosevelt dime follows the classic look that collectors recognize instantly. On the obverse side, the coin features a left-facing portrait of President Roosevelt, designed by John R. Sinek. The word, Liberty, appears clearly along the left side, while In God We Trust is placed near the bottom. The date 1980 is positioned neatly to the right of Roosevelt's profile, and just above it you will find the small but important D mint mark, confirming it was struck in Denver. On the reverse side, the torch in the center symbolizes liberty, flanked by an olive branch for peace and an oak branch for strength. The inscriptions, United States of America, e pluribus unum, and 1 dime, complete the strong national symbolism of this coin. The 1980 D Roosevelt dime is composed of a copper core bonded between outer layers of copper nickel, giving it a silver-like appearance without containing actual silver. Because of this composition, true rust does not form like it does on steel coins, but heavy environmental damage, corrosion, or discoloration can give the coin a rusty or dark appearance. These surface issues usually come from moisture exposure, soil damage, or long-term circulation. While corrosion lowers the value for most collectors, it also tells a story of where the coin has been and how long it survived in circulation. In terms of rarity, the 1980 D Roosevelt dime is not considered rare by mintage numbers, as millions were produced. However, rarity in coin collecting is not always about how many were made. It is often about condition, eye appeal, and unusual characteristics. High-grade uncirculated examples, especially those with strong details and full torch bands on the reverse, are much harder to find. Error coins such as off-center strikes, double dies, clipped planchets, or weak strikes can dramatically increase collector demand. Even circulated coins can attract interest if they show unusual toning, mint errors, or exceptional detail despite wear. Collector demand for the 1980 D dime remains steady, especially among beginners, Roosevelt dime series collectors, and error coin hunters. While rusty or corroded examples are generally less desirable, some collectors still keep them as placeholders or educational pieces. In rare cases, unusual environmental toning or dramatic surface effects can create niche interest. The key factor is always condition and uniqueness. A heavily damaged coin may have minimal value, but one with identifiable mint errors or sharp remaining details can still attract attention in online auctions. Now let's talk about current market value in dollars. In typical circulated condition, a normal 1980 D Roosevelt dime is usually worth face value, around 10 cents. In lightly circulated but clean condition, it may sell for a small premium, often between $765,000. Rusty or heavily corroded examples usually trade at or near face value unless they have a notable error. Uncirculated examples can range from $2 million, and high-grade certified coins with full bands can sell for much higher prices, sometimes reaching $2.5 million or more. Error coins from this date can range anywhere from $4 million depending on the type and severity of the error. For collectors, there are several important tips to keep in mind. Always examine your 1980 D dime closely under good lighting and magnification. Look for doubling in the letters or date, unusual strike patterns, or missing details. Avoid cleaning the coin, even if it looks rusty or dirty. because cleaning can permanently reduce collector value. Store your coins in dry, protective holders to prevent further damage. If you believe you have a rare error or high-grade example, consider professional grading to confirm authenticity and condition. Even common coins can surprise you when properly evaluated. The United States Roosevelt 1 dime dated 1980 with the D mint mark may seem like a simple pocket change coin, but it carries historical importance, classic design, and ongoing collector interest. While rusty or circulated examples usually hold modest value, the real excitement comes from condition, errors, and the growing community of collectors who appreciate every piece of America's coinage story. Never underestimate a small coin, because today's ordinary dime could be tomorrow's valuable collectible. Keep checking your change, stay curious, and continue your journey into the fascinating world of coin collecting. Next up, United States Roosevelt 1 dime from 1999 with the D mint mark, found in fine condition. This small 10-cent coin may look ordinary at first glance, but in today's action market it carries an interesting story, growing collector demand, and surprising potential value in dollars that might shock you. Many of these coins are still hiding in pockets, jars, and old collections, and if you know what to look for, you might already be holding something special. The Roosevelt Dime series began in 1946 as a tribute to President Franklin D. Roosevelt, honoring his leadership during difficult times and his strong support for the March of Dimes program. By 1999, the United States Mint was producing millions of dimes each year to meet everyday circulation needs, and the Denver Mint, identified by the D mint mark, played a major role in that production. The year 1999 was also important in U.S. coinage history because it marked the launch of the State Quarters program, which increased public interest in coins overall. During this time, many collectors began paying closer attention to modern coins, including Roosevelt dimes, searching for high-quality examples, mint errors, and well-preserved circulated pieces that stood out from the rest. When we focus on the unique features of the 1999 D Roosevelt dime, we start with its classic design that has remained largely unchanged for decades. The obverse features a strong profile of Franklin D. Roosevelt facing left, with the inscriptions, "Liberty in God We Trust," and the date 1999 clearly visible. In fine condition, Roosevelt's facial details, hairlines, and jawline remain well-defined, showing moderate wear but still retaining strong character. On the reverse, the torch symbolizes liberty, flanked by an olive branch for peace and an oak branch for strength. The D mint mark, located near the torch, confirms its origin at the Denver Mint, which is an important detail for collectors comparing mint varieties. What truly makes this coin interesting is how condition and subtle details influence collector demand. A 1999 D Roosevelt dime in fine condition shows even wear across the high points, yet still maintains readable lettering and recognizable design elements. Many circulated dimes from this era were heavily used and poorly preserved, making cleaner fine-condition examples more desirable than people expect. Collectors often seek coins like this to complete day 10 mint sets, and as time passes, finding attractive circulated examples becomes harder. In addition, collectors carefully examine these dimes for strike quality, die variations, and minor mint errors, which can significantly increase desirability and value. While millions of 1999 D dimes were produced, true scarcity develops when coins survive decades of circulation without excessive damage. Coins that avoided deep scratches, corrosion, bending, or harsh cleaning are increasingly difficult to find. This is why a fine-condition example can attract attention in today's market. Modern collectors are now revisiting late 20th century coinage, recognizing that many pieces once considered common are quietly disappearing from circulation in collectible condition. This shift in mindset has helped boost demand for coins like the 1999 D Roosevelt dime. Now let's talk about current market value in dollars. In normal worn condition, these dimes trade close to face value, but in fine condition with strong details, prices can rise above expectations. In today's active collector market, a clean fine condition 1999 D Roosevelt dime can sell for several $4 million. Especially when grouped with other quality coins or offered to collectors building complete Roosevelt dime sets. If the coin displays exceptional eye appeal, original surfaces, or verified mint errors, values can jump much higher. Certified examples in higher grades, even from modern years like 1999, can command surprising premiums when demand is strong. For collectors, there are several important tips to keep in mind when dealing with this coin. Always inspect the mint mark carefully to confirm it is a genuine D mint example. Avoid cleaning the coin, as cleaning can permanently reduce collector value. Store your dime in a protective holder to prevent further wear or damage, and compare it with grading guides to better understand its condition. If you believe your coin has unusual features or error characteristics, consider professional evaluation. Keeping track of market trends and recent sales can also help you understand when demand for these dimes is rising. The United States Roosevelt 1 dime from 1999 with the D mint mark in fine condition proves that even modern coins can hold strong collector interest and meaningful dollar value. This coin represents an important era in American coinage, carries a timeless design, and continues to gain attention as collectors rediscover the importance of condition, preservation, and subtle rarity. Whether you are a seasoned collector or someone just starting out, this dime is a reminder that hidden value often comes in small sizes. Before you spend your change, take a closer look, because the next valuable coin might already be in your hands. Next up, the United States Roosevelt 1 dime from 1969, minted in Denver, bearing the iconic D mint mark. If you are a serious coin collector or someone fascinated by rare finds, you're in for a treat because this coin is not just any dime. It's a treasure that has captured the attention of collectors around the world. In outstanding condition, the 1969 D Roosevelt dime commands respect, admiration, and significant market value. Join us as we explore everything about this special coin, from its historical roots to its unique features, rarity, and what makes it a must-have in today's collector market. The Roosevelt dime was first introduced in 1946, commemorating the legacy of President Franklin D. Roosevelt, who had passed away the previous year. Roosevelt's leadership during the Great Depression and World War II, combined with his association with the March of Dimes charity to combat polio, made him an iconic figure worthy of this honor. The 1969 D dime was minted at the Denver Mint, which is indicated by the small d on the coin, and it belongs to a period when the U.S. Mint was producing millions of dimes each year for circulation. Despite the seemingly ordinary mintage, coins from this year can be surprisingly valuable, especially those that have survived in outstanding condition without significant wear. The 1969 D dime represents a piece of American history, a symbol of resilience, legacy, and artistry captured in a small but powerful form. What sets the 1969 D Roosevelt dime apart is its intricate design and meticulous craftsmanship. The obverse of the coin features the distinguished profile of President Roosevelt, designed by the renowned sculptor John R. Sinek. Every detail of Roosevelt's hair, facial features, and the inscriptions, "Liberty" and "In God We Trust," are carefully struck, especially on coins that have survived in outstanding condition. On the reverse side, the Torch of Liberty, flanked by olive and oak branches, symbolizes freedom, peace, and strength, classic American ideals. Coins from 1969 are made from a composition of 91.67% copper and 8.33% nickel, giving them a distinct silvery appearance that resists tarnishing if preserved correctly. The D mint mark, located just above the date, signifies its Denver origin, which is particularly important for collectors, as mint marks can greatly influence a coin's value. While the 1969 D Roosevelt dime was minted in relatively large numbers, finding one in outstanding, almost pristine condition is far from common. Most dimes from this era have circulated heavily, resulting in worn details and diminished value. However, a coin that has been well preserved over the decades free of scratches, dents, or discoloration can be extremely desirable. Collectors are drawn to the 1969 D dime not only because of its historical significance but also because it represents a challenging acquisition. Numismatic enthusiasts often seek coins with sharp details, original luster, and flawless surfaces, and the 1969 D dime in such a state is considered a standout example. Its combination of history, design, and scarcity in top-grade condition fuels strong demand, particularly among those who specialize in Roosevelt dimes or mid-20th century U.S. coins. The value of a 1969 D Roosevelt dime depends heavily on its condition and whether it has been professionally graded. In circulated condition, the coin is typically worth a few dollars over face value. However, in outstanding or uncirculated condition, prices can skyrocket. Collectors have seen these coins sell for anywhere from $3 million at auctions, with top-graded specimens, those evaluated as MS65 or higher by reputable grading services, fetching even greater sums. The market for these coins is active, with serious collectors willing to pay a premium for pieces that meet strict standards of quality. The combination of historical appeal, scarcity in top condition, and aesthetic excellence makes the 1969 Roosevelt dime a highly sought-after coin in the numismatic community today. If you're hoping to add a 1969 Roosevelt dime to your collection, there are several key tips to keep in mind. First, always examine the coin's surface carefully. Look for signs of wear, discoloration, or cleaning, which can dramatically affect its value. Professional grading can help establish authenticity and provide assurance of its condition. When buying, consider reputable dealers, auctions, or certified coin marketplaces to avoid counterfeits or overpaying. Storage is also crucial. Preserve the coin in a cool, dry environment, preferably in protective holders that prevent scratches or tarnishing. Patience is essential. Acquiring a high-quality specimen may take time, but the reward, a rare and valuable piece of American history, is well worth the effort. The 1969 Roosevelt dime is more than just a small piece of currency. It's a collectible treasure with historical significance, artistic beauty, and real market value. For collectors, it represents a challenging but highly rewarding pursuit, combining rarity, quality, and legacy in a single, elegant coin. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or a passionate newcomer, the 1969 Roosevelt dime is a must-watch addition to any collection. Its outstanding condition, fine craftsmanship, and strong market demand make it a true gem in the world of coin collecting, and owning one is a testament to the enduring appeal of American numismatics. What sets the 1969 Roosevelt dime apart is its intricate design and meticulous craftsmanship. The obverse of the coin features the distinguished profile of President Roosevelt, designed by the renowned sculptor John R. Cynic. Every detail of Roosevelt's hair, facial features, and the inscriptions, "Liberty" and "In God We Trust," are carefully struck, especially on coins that have survived in outstanding condition. On the reverse side, the Torch of Liberty, flanked by olive and oak branches, symbolizes freedom, peace, and strength, classic American ideals. Coins from 1969 are made from a composition of 91.67% copper and 8.33% nickel, giving them a distinct silvery appearance that resists tarnishing if preserved correctly. The D mint mark, located just above the date, signifies its Denver origin, which is particularly important for collectors, as mint marks can greatly influence a coin's value. While the 1969 Roosevelt dime was minted in relatively large numbers, finding one in outstanding, almost pristine condition is far from common. Most dimes from this era have circulated heavily, resulting in worn details and diminished value. However, a coin that has been well preserved over the decades, free of scratches, dents, or discoloration, can be extremely desirable. Collectors are drawn to the 1969 dime not only because of its historical significance but also because it represents a challenging acquisition. Numismatic enthusiasts often seek coins with sharp details, original luster, and flawless surfaces, and the 1969 dime in such a state is considered a standout example. Its combination of history, design, and scarcity in top-grade condition fuels strong demand, particularly among those who specialize in Roosevelt dimes or mid-20th century U.S. coins. So, what is this rare coin worth today? The value of a 1969 Roosevelt dime depends heavily on its condition and whether it has been professionally graded. In circulated condition, the coin is typically worth a few dollars over face value. However, in outstanding or uncirculated condition, prices can skyrocket. Collectors have seen these coins sell for anywhere from $5 million at auctions, with top-graded specimens, those evaluated as MS-65 or higher by reputable grading services, fetching even greater sums. The market for these coins is active, with serious collectors willing to pay a premium for pieces that meet strict standards of quality. The combination of historical appeal, scarcity in top condition, and aesthetic excellence makes the 1969 Roosevelt dime a highly sought-after coin in the numismatic community today. If you're hoping to add a 1969 Roosevelt dime to your collection, there are several key tips to keep in mind. First, always examine the coin's surface carefully. Look for signs of wear, discoloration, or cleaning, which can dramatically affect its value. Professional grading can help establish authenticity and provide assurance of its condition. When buying, consider reputable dealers, auctions, or certified coin marketplaces to avoid counterfeits or overpaying. Storage is also crucial. Preserve the coin in a cool, dry environment, preferably in protective holders that prevent scratches or tarnishing. Patience is essential. Acquiring a high-quality specimen may take time, but the reward, a rare and valuable piece of American history, is well worth the effort. The 1969 Roosevelt dime is more than just a small piece of currency. It's a collectible treasure with historical significance, artistic beauty, and real market value. For collectors, it represents a challenging but highly rewarding pursuit, combining rarity, quality, and legacy in a single, elegant coin. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or a passionate newcomer, the 1969 Roosevelt dime is a must-watch addition to any collection. Its outstanding condition, fine craftsmanship, and strong market demand make it a true gem in the world of coin collecting, and owning one is a testament to the enduring appeal of American numismatics. If you enjoyed this deep dive into some of the most valuable Roosevelt dimes in the US, hit the like button, subscribe for more coin collecting content, and let us know in the comments, have you ever found a dime that might be worth big money? Thanks for watching, and remember, keep checking your change. You never know what treasure might be waiting in your pocket.